lesson number 18. In this lesson, we're going to learn some alternate fingerings that we can use for the note F and the note E flat. Let's start with the note E flat. We've already learned this fingering as all 6 fingers, 1, 2, 3 at the top, 1, 2, 3 at the bottom, and our bottom right pinky. Well, we can play this exact same note, but instead of using the bottom right pinky key, we're going to use one of our left pinky keys. Now, there's 3 pinky keys for our left pinky. We've already learned that this top one we use for the note A flat. Well, the alternate fingering for E flat uses this inside left pinky key right here. So, let's listen to the low E flat fingering we already know with that bottom right pinky. Now I can play that same note, but instead of using my bottom right pinky, I'm going to use my inside left pinky. Let's see if it sounds the same. It's the same note. Now the same thing applies to the higher E flat fingering on our 4th space. So it's the same fingering we learned with our right pinky, but remember that one uses the half hole. Now I can do the same thing I did with the lower E flat. Instead of using my bottom right pinky key, I'm going to use that inside pinky key for my left pinky. Still at half hole. So let's listen to what that sounds like. Here's the half hole E flat with the right pinky. And now I'm going to keep that half hole, but instead of using the right pinky, I'm going to use that inside left pinky key. It's the same note. So let's talk about when we would use the left E flat fingering instead of the right E flat fingering that we've already learned. Well, there's 3 pinky keys here for my right pinky. You might use these quite a bit. Now let's say I'm already playing the note C sharp. It's kind of hard to go from my C sharp pinky key to my E flat pinky key really fast. So if I'm already using my right pinky and I need to go to E flat, that's when you're going to use the left E flat pinky fingering. So let's practice that. Let's practice going from our half hole C sharp to our half hole E flat with the left pinky fingering. Here we go. Here's C sharp. Now go to the E flat with the left pinky. Let's practice going back and forth a couple times. So we're on our half hole. We're going from our right C sharp pinky fingering, and then we're going to switch to our left E flat pinky fingering. Here we go. C sharp to E flat. 1, 2, 3. So that's one example of when you would use the E flat left pinky fingering instead of the right pinky. The same thing would apply to any other note using our right pinky, like our low C natural. So if I'm playing low C natural, then I need to go to my low E flat. I'm not going to switch my right pinky like this. Instead, I'm going to go from that low C natural fingering, and then I'm going to switch to my left E flat pinky fingering. So the basic rule is you're not going to use 2 of the same pinky fingerings in a row. You want to always be alternating your pinkies. So that's your alternate E flat fingering. Now let's talk about our alternate F fingering. So let's start with that lower F on the 1st space. Let's review the way we already learned it. So we know that that F is 1, 2, 3 on the top, 1, 2, and banana key on the bottom right here. Remember, these 2 fingers are married when we play F. This is the standard F fingering. So let's play that F. 1, 2, 3. Now, the alternate F fingering called forked F. And it looks like this. I'm going to use my top 3 fingers, just like I did for standard F, but on the right hand, I'm going to have my middle finger stay up, and I'm going to press down the top finger in my right hand and the bottom finger in my right hand. This is called forked F. Now, if you're using a student model oboe like this one from school, you're also going to want to use your bottom right pinky key just to make it sound a little bit better. So this is what that forked F looks like. So let's try and play our low forked F. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Try that again. 1, 2, 3. So the same thing would apply to the higher F. The only difference is you're going to use your first octave key in the back with your left thumb. Okay, so let's try that higher forked F. Same thing in the left and right hand, but now we're adding our left thumb octave key in the back. Okay, let's play that higher forked F. 1, 2, 3. Try one more time. 1, 2, 3. Very good. So when do we use forked F? Remember, when we use our married fingers, that's called standard F, and you want to use standard F as much as possible. But sometimes we're already using our bottom 2 fingers like this, and this is kind of an awkward movement in our bottom right finger. So if I'm already using my fingers on all 3 of my bottom right hand keys for a note like D, then I'm going to want to use forked F, because all I have to do is lift up my middle finger instead of switch awkwardly like this. So let's practice that. Let's play our low D, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go to the low forked F. And to do that, I'm going to lift up my middle finger and add that bottom right pinky key just for a better sound. Okay, so we're going to go from low D to the lower forked F. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's try that one more time. Low D to low forked F. 1, 2, 3. Now, the same thing applies to any notes where I'm already keeping all these fingers down. So I could use that for playing C sharp, or C, or E flat. So let's practice going from an E flat to a forked F. But this time, let's do the higher one. So we're going to use our back left octave key with our left thumb. Okay? So for that, we're going to do our half hole E flat. So half hole, 2, 3 on the top, 1, 2, 3, and then our right pinky key here at the bottom. And then to go from this E flat to the higher forked F, all I have to do is lift up my right middle finger, and I have to make sure I go back to covering up this top hole, because we don't play F with a half hole. And my E flat pinky key is already down. Remember, we want to leave that down for a better sound when we use forked F. So again, we're going from half hole E flat to forked F. Let's try that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and don't forget, we need to keep that octave key down in the back for that higher forked F. Let's try that again. So we're doing half hole E flat to forked F with the back octave key. 1, 2, 3. Now that's a really important important switch to know on the oboe, going from E flat to your forked F. You're gonna need to remember that for your next lesson. Now there's actually a third F fingering, but we can't play that on our student oboe from school. So I'm not gonna go over it in this video, but I will have some pictures down below this video for you to look at so you can see what that other F fingering could look like. And those are your alternate fingerings on the oboe. I'll see you in lesson number 19.